This is the real estate development model from Tilt Analytics, and I'm often asked about the model's ability to look at what-if scenarios among the output reports. So if I jump over to the table of contents, see all my output sheets, click on the sensitivity data tables, you'll see on this page there are several tables that look at what if certain aspects of your project have outcomes or inputs that are different than what's currently in the model. And so the results of each of these data tables is in the shade area in the middle. The variables in question are across the top, so these are your outcomes: project IRR, average LP cash on cash, LP IRR, LP equity multiple, LP profit, GP profit, and the center row is the results that reflect the inputs that are currently in the model. The two rows above look at what if, in this case, the project costs are 5% or 10% higher than what you input, and the lower two rows reflect 5% or 10% less than what was input. And you'll see in the blue shaded input cell, I can change the amount of the increment to my liking. Some of the other tables here look at interest rate on the construction loan, rents received, vacancies, and exit valuation. You can look at the relative impact of each of these variables based on the range of outcomes in the body of the table, but of course your increment of change has a big effect on that as well. But most often you'll find that the revenue, the gross rents received, is the most powerful factor because it affects not only your NOI, but also any exit valuations that are determined using a cap rate. The next sheet over, we also have a table that is sensitivity tables for cash on cash scenarios. So here's your base case based on the inputs in the model. Here's the actual payouts to the LP in each year and the LP cash on cash. And then this looks at, well, what if your rents are 5% higher? How does that affect cash on cash? What if your rents are 5% lower? How does that affect cash on cash? And of course, again, blue cells indicate that you can change the percentage increment that you want to evaluate. Another sheet next over is quite useful as well, particularly when determining what to pitch to an investor, say, because this table here looks at exit scenarios, specifically, what if you sold the project in any given year? And so the model looks at your NOI in each year, your total valuation in that year, and so on. But the key thing to notice is often that typically your IRR will decrease the longer you hold, and your LP multiple will increase the longer you hold because you're bringing in more absolute cash and from NOI. This project is unusual as it does not show this effect, but that is often one of the interesting takeaways from the sheet. We also see project returns based on any given year of sale, or project multiple, project profit, and then GP profit and fees. And then lastly, there's a fourth sheet that comes standard in the model that is two-way data tables. So we're evaluating the intersection between changing two different variables at the same time. So what if you sold in any given year? And what if your exit cap rate was across a range of inputs? And the body in the table on the inside shows the outcome metric that you care about. So in this case, you'll see it's a blue cell. I can toggle and I can change to see different metrics that I want to see. So in this case, it's LP IRR. I could also see other things, LP multiple, LP profit, and so on, based on what I select for the body of the table. And similarly, down below, the 2A table is looking at what about a percent change in the rents that actually come in across a residential exit cap rate, again, with your choice of key metric that you want to evaluate. So these four sheets in the model are what-if scenarios. We could, of course, do any other custom what-if scenarios if you'd like. And I hope the video is helpful.